Oh, these lights are so bright. Do you think it would be douchey if I did this tutorial with sunglasses on? Yeah, it would probably be douchey. Okay. I'm telling you though, these lights are so bright that if my transition lenses start turning into sunglasses during the middle of my tutorial, that's not on me. That's just technology. You think I get better at these intros? Like, how many of these fucking videos have I done so far? My God. All right, let's try this again. Hi guys. In this video, I'm going to show you start to finish a basic fashion sketch with markers on marker paper using a croquis template figure. And if you want to learn how to do a fashion figure, go visit my channel. I have all the videos up that show you how to create your own fashion figures. What you're going to need today is your croquis figure, marker paper, bunch of markers, mechanical pencils, and some color pencils. I like working with marker paper for most of my marker renderings. The marker paper is made to take the markers so they work well together. And yeah, the paper is flimsy. It's see-through and it's flimsy. I like it that it's see-through because then I can just lay my croquis figure underneath and use it as a template without a light box. It is flimsy, but if I really need it for a final rendering, then I just back it with a sheet of stiff, cheaper paper like this inexpensive Bristol board. If you use heavier papers for marker renderings, your markers tend to dry up fairly quickly. Everyone has a paper preference for every medium that they work with, and you know, if you guys want, I can do a whole video on pros and cons of different papers. Just let me know in the comments. The first thing you need to do when you're working with markers with marker paper is figure out the right side and the wrong side of the paper. And that differs for every brand. What I like to do is take the top, fold it over, take a marker, whatever color, color swatch, and then color swatch on the other side, and see how it looks. Do you see how much smoother that looks and how streaky that stayed? I want the smoother side. So I'm gonna render on the back side of this paper. Okay, this is the front. As I open it, the front is the back side. And that works well for me because when I open it, I can slide my croquis in, and then I can draw my figure, and then I can flip her over and mark her on the reverse. So notice I am tracing the body parts, but when it comes to the clothing, I draw like a pencil width away from the body. You want to not get in the habit of making your clothing all look like spandex tubes. I know, everyone loves leggings. Not all clothes are leggings. So I've drawn these out on the wrong side of the paper, and I'm gonna flip her over to do the rendering. So my method has typically been do the initial pencil drawing on the wrong side, marker on the right side, and then do all the finishing details after that by redrawing and perfecting the underdrawing. Okay, I have a bunch of reasons to do that. One, when I'm markering, I can marker really, really quickly and not worry about smearing my pencil. Because even if I use a 0.3 HB pencil, the graphite will smear. especially if you're working with lighter colors. You're going to be going back and redrawing everything anyway. And so by doing the double method, you're actually perfecting your drawing the second time. So everything just looks better. People don't really think about markers like they do paint, but I will be going over and over how markers are just like paint. And just like you would respect how your brush strokes work with paint, you need to think about your marker strokes. And always render in the direction of the fabric. Don't take this beautiful skirt with the gathers going down and marker across. I'm gonna emphasize the shape of this dirndl skirt by using your marker strokes. If you don't know what a dirndl skirt is, go watch my skirt vocab video. If you want to learn what kinds of markers I like and what I look for when I'm shopping with markers, go watch my how to shop for markers video. And now we're going to start applying shadows. And if you're not familiar with my 3 kinds of shadow method for rendering, then go visit that video too. That one is a quickie, so go on, I'll be here. So pick a light source. I'm gonna pick this as my light source, and so my shadows are all gonna be on this side. So shadows under my bangs, on the dark side of my face, under my jaw, and on the dark side of my neck, this side of my arm, and this whole arm, because it's away from the light, it's being blocked by the dress and the torso. Cast shadow from the giant skirt, and then the dark side of the leg. And this whole leg is going to be in shadow because it's behind and away and under the skirt and everything. It's like just all dark. I usually like to take a third color and punch in some of my darkest shadows. Just emphasize that jawline and armpits where it's the most dark. Little drop shadow under the sleeve. And then I'm going to take a darker version of the skirt color. If you watch my how to shop for markers video, then you know that typically I don't like to shadow colors with grays. If you're designing with more subdued colors like olive greens and navy blues and grays, then yeah, using grays, whether they're warm grays or cool grays, that's a great way to shadow your colors. But if you're doing lovely pinks and oranges and yellows, then you don't want to kill that color by adding a lot of gray shadows on top. So what I like to do is to use a darker version of that color to do the shadowing instead. I'm gonna put in all these shadows, these gathers. And then the gathers here go this way, so I'm gonna go this way. And then the gathers for my journal. Because if you think about it, you know, gathers are fabrics that are going up and down, and when the light hits them, it's like dark, light, right? So alternating, boop, 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 boop. And then, you know, when you have skirt drapes, light sources here, inside is going to be dark. And then the outside is going to be in the light, but because it's round, this side of each roll is going to get the shadow. Sometimes I like to take the first color and just kind of cover both of them to kind of soften the transition. And then take a super dark color and punch in. And just make sure everything about this side is darker than this side. Let's give her some shoes. This shoe, this toe is foreshortened because the toes are facing us, and so it's a squash triangle. On this foot, her leg is kicked back, so her toes are not foreshortened, and so it's a longer triangle. I'm going to do a couple of videos going over drawing and rendering faces soon. Also hair. I'm not going to really cover how to do hair right now, but until we get into that, the number one rule of hair is render in the direction hair grows. If you have a little bob of hair, don't marker in this direction. So now we have our markered figure. You can barely see the under drawing at this point. I'm going to take my fat pencil. This is my 0.7, softer lead. And I'm going to draw her again. Another reason I like this method of underdrawing lightly, markering, and then redrawing is this is when you get to work on your line quality. Because your brain is not focused on where to put the line, we're essentially tracing our underdrawing. Your brain can focus on how to draw the line. And so you can really focus on really nice line quality. Add some hair texture if you like. That part is less important, but there you go. Your basic marker fashion sketch. Questions, comments, leave them below. Now that I've shown you guys how to do a basic marker rendering, I'm going to start posting tutorials on how to do more complex textures. I'm gonna post videos going over everything from really simple things like denim all the way through sequin evening gowns and fur stoles, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna show you guys how to render all of the things, every single thing. Maybe, probably, I don't know. Challenge me, ask me like, hey, I want to do this thing, whatever. So hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.